announce it.
Yeah, sorry, our admin should be on it. They're awesome.
Yeah. Oh, people are pouring in. Maybe this will be a big crowd. You guys have
Cool.
been buzzing the crowd a lot with the recent developments, so I am expecting a big crowd.
It's been very fun, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. Ooh. Great to see people coming in. This is awesome.
By the way, can one of your mods, or if any of our mods are hearing this, can they record it so we can publish it later?
I think we're gonna be recording it. I think we already have that.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, okay, let's kick it off. Let's start.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah. Hey man, once again, welcome to our Discord, and welcome to the audience as well. Maybe a quick introduction on how you guys came to Phantom and who you are generally.
Well, so we are a pretty young team. We're 4 developers. I'm 21. The other devs are all 22, 23, 24. And we've been coding for a few years now, all of us. I've coded for like 4 years. They've been coding, two of the devs have been coding for even longer. One of the devs has been coding for a little bit less than I have. And we just love crypto and blockchain in general. We were pretty interested in it for like one and a half years ago. We started getting deeper into it, and a year ago started getting more into DeFi itself.
Yeah, the good times. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. To me, it's just I see DeFi and I see this world of crypto as a perfect mix of business and technology. There's so much you can do. There's so much space to develop. It's really a coder's playground. If you have the creativity and the time and patience, you can do pretty much anything. And that really calls to me because I am a buff of both business and coding, because I am actually studying tech and business management. And yeah, it's just a mix of both worlds that's perfect for me, and I love DeFi. And I got into Phantom because obviously I wanted to make money, but I really got to it because of the community. Hopping around on Discords, meeting new people, and having so much variety and such a booming community, I think really made me stay here. And I am now fully invested in Phantom, which may be a mistake if I want to be a little bit safer. But yeah, it made me kind of fall in love with this, and now I'm a degenerate, as most of us here are.
Yeah, we are all apes. No need to be safe, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So, what made you get into creating Scarab Finance, and the quick summary of your protocol before we get into the bigger and deeper stuff?
Well, it's we were pretty fascinated with the Tomb protocol. Obviously, I think we should give credit to the team that developed it, and even to the team now, because it's because of them that we're doing this. We were pretty fascinated by it. We thought it was pretty interesting how you can create your own little economy, and we just thought there was a different way to do things. And obviously, when we launched, a lot of people talked to us and they were like, "Hey, what you're saying you want to be different from Tomb, but you haven't done anything differently yet." When we launched, well, the reason for it was because we needed to be fast. We thought the market was going to get oversaturated fast, and I think we were proven right from the latest developments. But we wanted to get on it because we saw a different way to do things. We thought we can do this in a more sustainable manner if you can expand upon your revenue streams, and you can back your emissions and slowly lower your emissions over time, but expand your revenue streams and compound onto them, and really tether yourself to a lot of projects on Phantom and grow big that way. You can really stabilize your coin because you can have real collateralization of it. So that is our plan, and our long-term strategy is to hopefully collateralize, at least partly collateralize, the Scarab token. And yeah, we just thought it was very cool, and we wanted to try something like it, and we knew that Atom Protocol was very good to bootstrap liquidity to try all these things that we're doing now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a blast. It's hard at times, but it's been a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of hard times, I want to talk about your launch. Like you started strong, but after a while, like the peg was off for a long time. Like I want to ask you what went in quotation marks wrong during that time, and how did you react when your backs were against the wall? Because like I can only assume how hard it was for you to uh, deal with the community and your own expectations during those times.
Yeah, so obviously when we launched, we were popping off and things were going amazing really fast, and we were obviously happy about it. But it also left kind of a worrying taste in our mouths because we were thinking that it was going to be too much too fast, and it could be dangerous. And I think it proved itself to be the case when we suffered our bank run. And honestly, it was pretty hard. It's pretty devastating watching something that you've been working on for so long and that you actually care about, and and that you're very passionate about, and that you don't do anything else other than work on it. Just poof, just take a hit overnight and just go underwater. It was very devastating. On the day we had our bank run, we were all in shock and sort of just um, kind of miserable because it was difficult. But that said, we had a responsibility to our community because we promised people when we were succeeding that we would always keep trying, that we would always keep developing and trying to make things better and trying to vest and protect their interests and their investment. And that was a promise we took seriously, and we had to keep it. So we kept going, and it was a struggle at times because when things start going wrong, you get all the feud and the people calling you ruggers and scammers and saying that you're rugging and all that,
Yeah, yeah,
and the usual. It got hard, but we continued working. We expanded. We got our community moderation team, and they took a tremendous weight off our shoulders. Did an amazing job. We kept developing on the things that we needed to do. We got our marketing team online, and they've been invaluable too. And we just focused on what we could control, which is
yeah,
ourselves and our attitude, and yeah, keep building, keep developing. Eventually you can grind yourself out of the hole, and yeah, we just had to do it, and we'll always keep on doing it. If things get hard, we won't give up. If we fail, we failed, but I will not live with myself knowing that I failed because I gave up. So
yeah,
yeah, I can accept failure. I just cannot accept quitting.
yeah.
So we keep our promises in that regard, and I think I'm very happy that now it's paying off.
Amazing, amazing, man. Like we talked about the community when we started. You mentioned that you started to stick around in Phantom because of the community, and like you guys came to the point where Harry saved Tomb, but you didn't have Harry, but you guys managed to pull it off anyway. And like I was checking your discords, like I was surprised by the community, to be honest. Like your community seems really tight and well together when the times were really really rough. Like I want to shout out to your community. Haven't seen anything like that, to be honest.
Yeah, they're amazing, and to the people that are always hanging out in our Discord and participating and being supportive, it really does mean a lot to us. It does make a difference. It's easier to work knowing that you have those guys behind you and that are supportive no matter what,
Yeah,
because those people were right. We were burning and really suffering, and they stuck with us and they continue to support us, and that means a lot. It really does. The only reason why we're here is because of them. So
yeah.
eh,
Like the forks usually run on some sort of game theory in mind, where the community has to perform in unison for the protocol to survive, basically.
yeah.
So we don't want to take full credit of this, obviously, but I believe the partnership with Spirit Swap and the protocol helped. Can you talk a bit about that also?
Yeah, so it really did. The Spirit Swap team is amazing. We talked to the guys; they are just awesome. We really couldn't say enough good things about them. Just an incredible team, and yeah, they've been extremely helpful. So we after our bank run, we knew we needed something that could bolster our revenue streams. We needed something sustainable, something that made sense, offering a real service, and we were very attracted to those wind spirit models because I see it as a great way to offer a service while at the same time generating revenue from a sustainable source and helping the protocol. It's really a win-win. And I thought, what mixes better with that than a Scenerage protocol? Because we all know that Scenerage brings insane amounts of volume to the native dexes that they're running on. Because,
Yeah,
well, they can't run on any other decks the way our reward pools work. You can't farm on our platform without Spirit
yeah,
LPs. You can only use Spirit LPs, and we can't even change that. So they bring a lot of volume, and we thought through a wind spirit model that could help our protocol create sustainable revenue, lock away spirit out of circulation forever, and at the same time, by helping our protocol, it's generating more volume, which generates more revenue for in spirit holders and allows us to lock in more in spirit, more spirit. It created this cool little circle that really attracted
yeah,
me, and that I thought, there's so many things that could go right with it that I was very appealed by it, and I thought it was a great model, and we wanted to try it. And yeah, it's been amazing working with the Spirit team.
yeah. Like I agree, working with them for them basically was pretty good for me. Like I am checking your website as we speak for the better statistics. I can see that you have like over 1 million spirits locked. I think because of the totals in spirit staked is over 1 million. Like there is, you said upcoming spirit wars, and how do you plan on taking advantage of these sin spirit power you have?
Well, our in Spirit accumulation is very useful for us in many ways. Um, it first provides a sustainable revenue stream for our
Yeah,
protocol. It allows us to compound more onto our Sin Spirit LP farm, which obviously um, continues compounding our revenue and really does assist on helping us sustain. But there's also something that is very appealing to us, which is the voting power, because it allows us to
yeah,
try to do things like try to open farms and provide rewards to bonds holders through that, and really try to get, there's a give and take, obviously. So when we do something like that, we offer something in return to Spirit. But it gives us a lot of advantages because it allows us to continue expanding the partnership
yeah,
and continue working around it and really, strengthening the relationship, which is only beneficial.
yeah. So, like a lot of people listening are from Scarab Finance, or at least invested in some portion with Scarab Finance. Like we have talked about Spirit, but how do you see Sin Spirit or this be wrapped in Spirit protocol on your uh, protocol helping you stay Scarab peg to FDM? Like the whole deal is you staying in peg. Like how do you see that helping your case?
Well, obviously, the number one reason would be we now have a direct revenue stream that we can draw from even when we are below peg. So, for example, let's say, since we launched in Spirit, we have managed to accumulate over 1.6 million in Spirit, and
Yeah.
and growth with our growth and with trades and with investing our treasury, we amassed almost 50,000 Phantom. So it's giving us a way to control our peg that is working regardless um where whether we are below or above peg. Because for Sinaraj protocol, the problem when you fall below peg is that now where do I draw money from? Because I will be either drawing money from G Scarab, or I can't draw it from Scarab because I need to use G Scarab to buy Scarab. But the problem is you're not generating any revenue, so you're really just taking out of one side and putting into the other. And what happens if there's not
Yeah.
enough money on the other side to get yourself back to peg and stable there?
Yeah.
Well, that creates a giant problem. But if you have a revenue stream that works regardless of it, that means that even if you were to fall below peg, and let's say we didn't just immediately buy back and get ourselves above peg, we can just stabilize and keep ourselves in proximity of peg, and just grow there and stabilize a little bit below peg and continue, using our revenue streams to bolster us. And eventually, when we have enough accumulated, we just bump ourselves back to peg and continue going. So it gives us a lot more control of whether or not we can fight the market fluctuations and instability on Scarab. Because even though game theory can have a significant impact, you can't just rely on it, because
Yeah.
sometimes the market dips and people switch out to stables, for example. And
Yeah.
for a normal
Yeah.
tomb fork, an event like that is very dangerous, because it will make you fall under peg. It might make you fall massively under peg. And now that you are under peg, people won't come back to you because now they see you as an unstable asset, and they don't feel like it's a safe asset. So if we have something that allows us to fight that, it immediately gives us a giant advantage. And yeah, that's how we see it helping Scarab, and we are going to be trying to provide rewards to Scarab Phantom LP holders through our Sin Spirit
Yeah.
model. So yeah, that is why we believe it's a very good thing for us.
Yeah, so just to confirm your point of view, you are seeing as a like in normal Tom Fork and Tom Finance, the treasury is only used in Tom Finance's inner circulation. So when the balance shifts more than it can handle, it will shift really hard, and there will be no coming back unless like something big happens to fix it. So this way, you will have some sort of other ways to control the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this advantage is invaluable because if you allow us to continue compounding our growth and allow us to
Yeah.
continue expanding our treasury, eventually we're in a position where we can not just start collateralizing our token, but really making sure that any growth that we have is backed. And
Yeah.
if something is to happen, we always have a failsafe. And that is, very, very valuable to us.
Yeah. Are you planning on having future revenue streams? Like we talked about the value of Sin Spirit, and obviously we both agree due to like having some sort of biased opinion. But do you have any other plans of expanding on these revenue streams? Like any other ideas that you are brewing?
Yeah, so our predictions game is one of those, and it's undergoing some fixes at the moment. But it's one of those plans, and it is going to continue getting expanded upon, and it does provide some revenue, and it is one of those such attempts. Our yield optimizer presence is another one of our revenue streams, and it's actually starting to become a quite powerful revenue stream. um, we decided to change our Sin Spirit yield optimizers and remove the
Yeah.
deposit fee, just because the way everything works, we don't need a deposit fee. We can offer a good APR and good rewards without needing to charge deposit fees. So we only charge deposit performance fees on our yield optimizers. But um, it allows all these things are allowing us to expand our revenue streams, and we're starting to invest our treasury from those revenue streams into other stable assets to continue expanding upon that. We are going to continue expanding our yield optimizer presence um, to really allow us to grow. We don't plan to stop with SynSpirit. We feel like there's
Yeah.
a lot of potential for other such models. That if there's a locking token that provides boosts to APRs and farms and things like that, we can do a model for them and do yield optimizers for them and things like that to continue expanding upon it. We also have some plans to bolster our relationship with Spirit and hopefully create another revenue stream from there. And we
Yeah.
will be providing updates on that soon. Um, so yeah, we have a lot coming up and a lot prepared to continue expanding upon what we've already built. We don't think it's over, and we do think there's a lot more that still needs to be done before we can truly achieve our objective. I think there's a lot of work still to do, and yeah, I think we still have a long road to go ahead of us, and we don't plan to stop with just SynSpirit.
Yeah, amazing. Like you mentioned prediction game, but I think there may be some people joining from Spirit Swap who may not be familiar with how that works. Maybe you can give a brief explanation on that and how will create a revenue.
So, our predictions game is pretty simple. The way it works is, every 15 minutes, you will have a bet start where, you will have to, um, you can wager on the price of Phantom either going up, going down, or staying neutral, which is a 0.2% range of where the counter started. And after 14 minutes, you can't make place any more wagers. And then the winners basically will get there's a pot, and the winners will get the funds from the people that lost. So we don't actually make any funds from people losing on a platform. Your funds don't go to us, and we don't have a treasury running it. People are playing against each other, and they gain each other's funds from it. And the way we make revenue is to charge a 10% cut off the top, and that is how we
Hmm.
make money out of the process. And basically, to us, it feels like a fair way to play the game because you're playing against each other and not against us. So yeah.
Yeah. So what if everyone like I see that there are three steps to it: bullish, neutral, or bearish. So what if everyone like $100 is total pot all for bullish and it wins? Like what it happens then?
If everyone bets on bullish, they will basically just get their money back. If you are playing alone and you don't like if there's only one person and he plays and then those 15 minutes there wasn't any other bets, they just get their funds back.
Yeah. So winning or losing doesn't matter in that if
Y-
there is no one on the other sides.
Yeah, if you couldn't win, then you don't lose money. We only take a fee
Yeah.
or something like that if you had a chance to win money. So if there was
Yeah.
no chance in that prediction, your funds are returned.
Yeah, was just curious. My own curiosity wanted to eliminate that. So, like, your productions and your building speed has been amazing for me, but like, I can't help to mention your website. I hope that you guys will revamp the website. Like, we have the same problem with as well. Some of the UI problems. We will launch V2 pretty soon, alpha by the way. Uh, is a new website or a revamped website coming soon for you guys?
Yeah, so we do plan to launch a revamped website. It's already being worked on. We have a graphic designer on it, but basically our schedule right now on that department because our graphic designer is taking care of both. Is he's taking care of our NFTs and our website. And right now we're prioritizing the NFTs.
Yeah.
But as soon as those are launched, we should be able to get the website going in maybe a week or two after that, or a week after that, something like that. It's on our pipeline, and we've planned to
Yeah.
do it for a while now. It's just there's so much to do that it's kind of hard to keep track of everything and do everything at the same time.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Like you can plug in your NFT stuff as well. Like explain a bit what your upcoming NFTs are.
So we're gonna have some NFTs coming, and I can drop some alpha on how it's gonna work. Um, Basically, the NFTs are gonna come with a game, and actually, we might be dropping two games with the NFTs that you can play with Scarab. And one is just a coin flip game. The other one, yeah, I cannot reveal yet, just because we don't know if it's gonna launch at the same time. But basically, um, you will be doing 10 coin flips. Every coin flip gives you a ticket. 10 tickets allows you to to get an NFT. So basically, to mint NFTs, you play. But the way we do it is it basically while you're playing, you have a chance to actually make your money back if you're trying to mint our NFT. So if you get lucky, you might even mint our NFT for free. And we are doing this way because we want the NFTs associated to the game, because they're going to be stakeable to earn funds from that game. So essentially, the people with our NFTs are going to be 8-bit pharaohs. I think one of our mods was going to drop it um, in one of the chats just to give people a little sneak peek of what we were doing. But we we are doing it this way because it's going to create a way for us to burn Scarab out of circulation with some of the profit that we take off of it. But also, it creates a fun little use case for NFTs. It generates revenue for those NFTs because people are playing with Scarab. And yeah, it allows you to try to mint our NFTs without actually losing money, because you might not even have to spend anything to get them if you're lucky. And the second thing is, once we launch our Gamify UI, the NFTs will be usable in the game app, and you can walk around with them. So your 8-bit pharaohs will be walking around the Gamify UI, and that's also going to be a cool thing. And we're want to make it basically like an MMORPG where people can hang out with their NFTs together on the map. So once we launch that, you will be able to use your NFTs there too.
Oh, great stuff. I wasn't fully informed though. Like I knew you guys were launching an NFT, but I didn't know this was that expanded. By the way, if you or any mods on your side have some sort of sneak peek that they can paste just quickly to Scarab AMA questions, so people can see what they are dealing with. But if it's
I
like hush hush, we can just skip that part.
I can drop some alpha here. Let me just
Yeah.
open the 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 NFT image. This is the basic one. It doesn't have the props. I don't want to be revealing too much yet. So
Yeah. Just give a basic glimpse of what we are expecting.
okay. Where is the chat? Survey, my question. I'm gonna drop it here. Yeah. So it's same.
Oh, looks amazing, man. Nice.
Yeah, the artist is really good. The artist
Yeah,
is really good.
yeah. Was cuter than I expected, to be honest. Like the background blend really well as well.
Yeah, we
People are posting the fires as we speak. Yeah. Let me click on those as well.
yeah, it's a cool little NFT, and we were pretty happy. The artist is really good, actually.
Yeah, I like it. I will be trying to mint one. Hopefully, I get my money back.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
hopefully.
will give me trick dices, trick coins. So because I'm doing the AMA, free mint 100%.
Exactly.
So
Um,
before we move on to community questions that I will scour and read, like I was trying, I will would ask you more alpha, but you gave plenty enough for me, my taste, and for the community's taste. I'd assume, like you probably have been watching the tomb situation and the 2 ohm, 3 ohm situation unfolds. Would like to get your brief ideas about that, since you are in quotation marks competing with them.
So we were pretty interested in it. Um, the initial situation was irked me a little bit because of well the whole lawsuit situation with every tomb fork over an
Yeah,
MIT license. But that was fixed shortly afterwards, and turned out not to be a real issue. Um, then we were just having fun looking at the Twom chat and seeing Harry interact there. Uh, but you know, I think it might have been a shrewd business move from Harry. Long term, I don't know how it's gonna work, just because I think the way two share is running, it's 3x sped up over a normal tomb fork, and that would mean that T share emissions are gonna be ending around the same time as two share emissions. So that sort of worries me long term because it makes it seem sort of unsustainable. But I guess it remains to be seen what Harry's gonna do and how's he gonna deal with it. I'm sure
yeah,
he's thought of a way to do it. But from a personal perspective, from a business perspective, I don't really care. I will be looking at it to take my lessons off it and try to, see what we can learn from it. If they make a mistake, we do want to see what they did wrong and try to do something better. And if it turns out to work, we want to think about it. So it's this interesting situation, sure, for sure, and it's fun gossip, but it's really not much of my concern what
yeah,
happens with them. I'm more concerned about building something that we do, but I do look at the situations to try to take lessons from it.
yeah.
And I think it's still too early to call, but I guess we will see as time goes on what really happens and how the whole situation unfolds.
Did you have any back plan in case of the MIT license stuff? Like really got to unravel, like he tried to get some sort of like license for it, or I don't understand much about it, but
Yeah,
were
well,
there any sort of secondary plans? Yeah.
Yeah, well, so we approached a lawyer after the situation unfolded, and well, we weren't super worried because even though sure the man has a lot of money and he can try to sue you, like we're halfway across the world. What is he gonna do? Sue me in international court over an MIT license that is public? Seems unlikely. So we weren't too worried. It kind of seemed like it wouldn't turn out to be much. Um, and we basically reached out to Harry. I reached out to Harry personally to figure out what was going on and address the situation. And he was cool, and we could chat a little bit. And he said we weren't on his shit list because he was targeting Ruggers. So the situation
Mm,
sorted
yeah.
itself out on that regard really quick. And yeah, if he were to do something and he said we were on the shit list and that he was going to target us and try to sue us and all that, well, we were just going to contact a lawyer and uh, prepare ourselves for that situation because a lawsuit wouldn't really make much sense to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's what we would have to do.
Yeah. So, like, I am moving on to community questions, and I'm as we said, we had launched a, partnership with Spirit and Wrapped in Spirit. What is your in quotation marks incentive for people to actually get in Spirit instead of other Wrapped in Spirit protocols?
Well, so the full system is still coming online. We still, for
Yeah.
example, for our single Synsprit staking vault, we still need to get the first Synsprit distribution that we
Mhm.
get to then distribute rewards from there. But one of our plans is to incentivize the single staking Synsprit vault
Oh, yeah.
with G Scarab. So it's going to be farming a small, relatively small, stable amount of G Scarab as well as Spirit on that vault. And basically, the way we are going to be doing it is since it's a tricky balance because we can't increase our emissions and we are not willing to do that.
Yeah.
what we are going to be doing is allocating emissions from what we receive in the treasury to distribute rewards that way. And well, we take a little bit of a less smaller cut in G Scarab, but that's fine because we're distributing it to our holders and incentivizing them to, help our protocol. So it turns out fine for us anyway. And yeah, that's one of the advantages we're planning on. Another more anecdotal one, but currently it's a fact. It's that
Yeah.
since we have a smaller liquidity pool, your Spirit LP is going to be farming a lot more than on any other liquidity pool right now. And it's a pretty safe investment because if you go check the Sin Spirit price, I don't think it's ever fallen below Spirit, and we keep a close eye on it. Controlling the peg of Sin Spirit is much easier, trust me, than controlling the peg on Scarab. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we have a good handle on that. And yeah, basically for us, it's a cool service because we're providing a very safe investment with very decent returns to our holders, and that to us is a very cool parallel investment, and you're helping our protocol by doing so, which immediately helps Spirit and Spirit holders because if you check, we are the lowest market cap. We are the biggest volume driver of the lower market cap
Yeah.
protocols or tokens on Spirit. The reason for it is because Sinaraj drives up a lot of volume. So, by investing in Third Spirit, it is helpful to our protocol, and it is still a pretty safe investment for you, which indirectly is going to help you again because our growth will benefit Spirit and its volume, which directly benefits in Spirit holders.
Wow. Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah. Totally agree. Like I could not put it any better. Amazing. What made you decide on auto compounders to add to your system? I'm just curious
Yeah.
myself.
So there we like the service a lot. I think it's very interesting. It's a cool way to generate revenue and be providing a service at the same time. And I just knew that we needed something that would be a service that would provide value other than just Ponzinomics. So we just thought it would be a very strong way to do it. And yeah, they mix very well with a model like Wind Spirit. So we thought it would be an interesting move, and I think we're being proven right. The yield optimizers are very profitable, and they help our community as well. And we wanted to have one in house because it would create buy pressure for Scarab, and
Yeah.
and at the same time keep the revenue in house to do more Scarab buybacks. So we thought it would just be a really cool service for our community, and we started originally just intending to do it for Scarab and maybe Tomb. In fact, we do have a Tomb Vault, but other Tomb Forks. But then we thought, why not expand our presence in this market? Since we're doing a Wind Spirit model, we could do something very cool with it. And yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask how, you briefly introduced yourself and the team as four developers at team, but and pretty young ones at that. I couldn't wrap my head around how fast you guys responded to dire situations. Like, what were your mottos and your tactics in this regard? Because I think every protocol could learn a few from your fast responses to stuff.
So I think mainly we all work together, and we've worked together for a while now. So I think we're pretty good at knowing what everyone is doing at the same time, and kind of just keeping track and knowing um how to move as a unit and organize things. I try to take care of that department with our team, and we just we just work our asses off. To be honest, we try to have two different perspectives, which is you do have to build fast and break stuff sometimes because you need to be the fastest when you're working in technology. But at the same time, if you are gonna break stuff, you need to be ready to be on it ASAP. So our perspective is we got to move as fast as we possibly can, but as soon as an error pops up, we got to fix it. And well, obviously the fundamentals can never be forgotten, and we are very careful. For example, with security, in fact, the biggest issue we focus on before launching something is whether it is secure or not. And basically, if we can move as fast as we possibly can, and if there's a bug that we have to fix afterwards, we can do so in the following days. We can be ahead of our competitors at all times. And to be honest, we feel like we're always having to track ahead, right? It's the best way for us to succeed in this market is be ahead of everyone else, because we're pretty new and we don't have VC backing like some of the other Tomb Forks, which means we need to be faster than them and we need to
Yeah.
be up to date and always bringing stuff out. So those are basic rules. It's just we don't do anything special, to be honest. It's just we follow the standard protocols, and we do know to work in how to work in agile because we learned it. But it's really more of just we're always working and we're always figuring stuff out, and it's just, yeah, well, the four of us just are willing to put the work in, I guess.
Great stuff. So, do you want to add anything, like plug in any thing I have forgotten before we start to wrap things up?
No, I would just like to thank everyone for coming over, and I would like to say that we are currently boosting our emissions on the yield optimizer, so they will be earning you a higher reward than usual. It's for
Great,
a short
guys.
period of time, and we are basically going to be guaranteeing it with our own funds, um, because we have to. But yeah, we are providing an emission. It's basically, let's call it a promotion to attract people to our yield
Yeah.
optimizers. If you go to our sarcophagus, we are boosting the APRs, and we will continue to do so for a short period of time.
Anything you want to say to the non-believers that didn't believe you guys succeeding?
Well, just we don't respond to the feud and to any of that, and
Yeah.
you can check us out. Maybe you trust us now, maybe you don't. It doesn't really matter. We have a strong community. If you want to if you don't want to miss out on that, and you can check them out. They're really cool. And yeah, we will continue to do our thing. We will continue to try to prove those people wrong because yeah, we were swimming against the tide, but
Yeah.
I think we can do it, and all I can promise is that I will never give up, and I will not. So even regardless of whether things are going well or not, I will be here and I will be working and I'll be developing and making sure that we can protect our investors' interests.
Yeah, really level-headed response. If I came back from such a situation, I would be like, "Fuck you guys." Yeah, look at me now. But you handled it much better than I would. Yeah. So
uh,
once again, yeah.
th- thank you. No, no, thank you.
Thank you for attending. Uh, I hope everyone listening and you enjoyed this occasion really well. If I forgot to ask a really important question, you can bug the Pharaoh if you deem it important and ask him on Scarab Finance Discord later. You guys, one of the mods, or I can drop the Discord link as well if none of you, if some of you aren't in it. So yeah, someone is typing. Let me wait on it. Then I will start to wrap it up.
Uh,
Yeah,
let's let's select the people for the giveaway, maybe.
yeah. So you can select it on your own. Like I don't want like there's some people like saying my question was better. La la la. If we discuss this here.
Okay. Then we will be giving it to them on.
Yeah, yeah. Just decide on your own. Should be better because it's your protocol and your questions.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
so good night or good day, wherever time zone you guys are. And
Yeah, I think it's nighttime
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Thank
see
you
you
so
guys
much, man.
later. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Go ape to auto compounders, guys.